How do you want to do this?
I'm a little intimidated.
You shouldn't.
No.
I'm not intimidated.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all just going down.
Put it on.
I hate wearing pants. Clearly. I'm pretty sure most people do. It doesn't seem like a weird thing to hate. In the comfort of our own homes, we walk in the door and take off our shoes and socks and pants, and everything is fine. But, I never really understood why this is an at-home only thing. Let me explain. I accepted that all people must cover themselves shoulder to thigh in public, but why can't I be pantsless at my friend's house? People will get the wrong idea is why. At 15 years old, I went out with my all-boy friend group at dusk in the summer to a local park. They wore tees and long shorts. I wore a short, flowy skirt and a rib tank over a swimsuit top. Fine. The boys in their skater's shoes wanted to go streaking around the baseball diamond. I was in flip-flops and I was a very, very slow runner. So I opted not to embarrass myself by potentially falling behind and getting caught doing this illegal thing in a park. That was the extent of my consideration. The boys ran the diamond once, and the last one, showing off I imagine, slid home. He scraped his knees pretty badly and bled all over himself trying to dress while covering his parts from my polite company. But I'm a bit of a mom, and so when I saw the mess of blood he was making, I more or less charged the poor, stringy-haired fool, ruining his modesty and his pride. I had been trained in first aid, probably, and I would stop the bleeding. I did what any good friend or mother would do. I took off my shirt and underpants, and I made tourniquets. My parents are here.
I'm not surprised.
Seriously.
This apparently made me a legend and an icon. I wasn't the cutest girl around, and I didn't flirt with them. They were my brothers. But I did strip for no good reason, and at 15, a girl needs to do little else to earn a reputation. Never mind that I had never had a boyfriend, and my first kiss was a secret from them. My first kiss was an experiment between a neighbor and I to determine whether or not either of us were into girls. The results were inconclusive, but she soon after became pregnant and then married, so I'm guessing I was the first and last stop on this side quest for her. Anyway, since the story was true, but there were no other stories to follow, my weirdly slutty inclinations lost traction pretty quickly. Until my first boyfriend told me he'd been encouraged to ask where I'd been by a mutual friend. Genuinely confused, I told him I went to Boston over the summer. He asked if there was a guy there. A girl? My cousin lives there. Why? Now, I swear I'm not stupid, but this was the first time I'd had a crush on a real-life person, as opposed to a character in a movie or a book. And I was pretty sure my whole life was transparently available to anyone interested. You didn't, get drunk and hook up with anyone? Again, what? No, it was just me and my dad and my cousin. We looked at each other in real awkward silence, alone on a bench in his grandma's backyard. I'm a virgin, right? I asked him point blank. But he stopped. Really? What? Yeah. Why would I lie about that? He told me he'd heard things. I asked him why it mattered. Now, again, not stupid, just a little slow. I'm still 15 here, so I know it's apparently bad to be slutty, but I seriously could not figure it out. I even asked Jeeves about it. That led to websites with images I seriously still want to unsee. That was my first experience with porn, by the way. 13 years old and curious about how sex made people somehow less valuable, since it was also supposed to be this beautiful, intimate thing. I hated it, the porn. It made me sick to my stomach, and I X'd out of the browser as quickly as I could and never used those search terms again. My new boyfriend apologized in a totally slut-shamey way, but I was dumb and accepted the apology, and said that my air of experience or reputation or something intimidated him. Whatever. 6 months later, everyone in our friend group has a boyfriend or a girlfriend or almost does, and we're all hanging out in the empty back of the van that one of my friends will supposedly inherit on their 16th birthday. We're going to play strip poker. My boyfriend keeps looking at me, and I figure it's because he knows I don't really know how to play poker. I asked him to help me play, and then another friend says that they don't like poker, so we decide to play strip go fish instead. I go fish and take my socks off. I go fish and take my hoodie off. I go fish and my boyfriend opens the trunk of the van, climbs out barefooted and in an undershirt and slams it shut. 12 eyes look at me. I roll mine back and follow him, pantsless. How could I be so quick to strip down in front of all these people? Why should they get a free show? While we're at it, if I'm so into taking my clothes off, how come I don't do it with him? What? I don't remember what I said. I was mad and confused, and I thought everyone was having a good time. Pretty soon, the pressure following this conversation caught me, and we fumbled dryly past first base, and I wondered, bored, what all the fuss was about before conjugating boot verbs in my head. Romantic as it was, our teen love was doomed to end, and I resumed my partial nudity in peace. The next guy in line liked it. He said he felt like he was showing off. Sweet. All I wanted then was for my boyfriend to let me do whatever I wanted. He was kind of dumb and really silly when we got high, and sometimes he clumsily tried to tangle our bodies together. I worked on excuses for skipping class and watched whatever he'd left on TV. Afterward, I peed and wiped with wet toilet paper. When my friends talked about sex, they bragged. About themselves or their partners or how often or how good or new things they tried. They told me it was cute that there was one topic I was actually shy about. They were curious about my uncharacteristic modesty and asked probing questions about size and frequency and have I ever and did we try. Like the badass Jeeves experience, I X'd out of those conversations quickly after smiling and giving vague answers. For years and years and a short string of new lovers, I had these conversations with every friend group I encountered. My besties, bless their souls, had a long list of terrible ideas. One woman said I needed more sex with a larger variety of people. It was all about finding the right fit, she said with her hands apart and a wink. Another woman suggested I try women. Another suggested getting drunk first. One time, a group of friends got me drunk and left me with a friend who had a crush on me. He was a gentleman, thankfully, and he drove me home. My friends came to this consensus that I had a problem. It was the gross guys I dated, or my anxiety, or I was really gay and too afraid to come out. Maybe I'd been abused as a child. They also told me that, obviously, I wanted sex. I'm a flirt. I always take my pants off as soon as I'm indoors. I'm a modern feminist. Jesus, they pointed out, that dramatic bra adjustment certainly was for someone's benefit. I wasn't flirting. I hate pants. My underwire was stabbing me. I liked the guys I dated. If I liked a girl, I'd date her too. I didn't have an answer for the anxiety, though. The topic of sex made me tense. Porn, saliva, touching made me nervous. Nudity didn't turn me on. Foreplay, then. Take a Xanax and focus on foreplay. Someone always had an answer for my every protest. P.S. If you have to take a Xanax first, it's probably a bad idea. My friends were trying to help. None of us had any reason to think that maybe I was just missing some biological imperative. But, of course, we didn't have the experience to know we were looking to solve something that wasn't a problem. I'm embarrassed to admit the truth of my non-condition hiccuped and limped slowly over the course of years into my life. Apparently, some people genuinely don't experience sexual attraction, and that's just a totally legitimate fact of life. I say it hiccuped and limped because I didn't believe in asexuality, or that it was real first, and then second because there are something like 412 variations on asexuality that I also didn't buy into. Until, obviously, somebody basically related my own life story to me. Apparently, I'm relatively typical. And more importantly, I'm finally not worried that there's something wrong with me. But I still totally cluelessly take my pants off inappropriately and talk about my sore butt muscles in public. I really still don't get what all the fuss is about.